always think that your life is just like a game to inspire people around me, my students, using my disability.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Agnes Low, professional corporate trainer and strength coach. The main purpose of this series is to interview different guests to bring their story to impact our lives and also bring us to know how to go to a happiness journey. Today, I have a very special honor to invite my old friend. He will show us how he finds his life purpose, how he overcomes his frustration, how he lives his life with a job he loves. 13 years ago, I met Billy at my same Toastmasters public speaking club. I got Billy evaluated my speech because he has very, very sharp listening skill. I really admire his talent. I'm very happy to have Billy today. Can you introduce yourself? Thank you, Billy.
Yeah, sure. Hello, Alice, and hello, everybody. It is my honor to share in your channel about myself. So as you said, I am visually impaired. I lost my eyesight at the age of 2 because of optic nerve atrophy. Well, doctors couldn't identify the reason for the disease. And despite the advanced technology today, it's still impossible to repair one's optic nerve. So I still can't, restore my eyesight. After losing my eyesight as a child, I went to Ebenezer School for the Visually Impaired, which is the only special school for visually impaired students in Hong Kong until Form 1. And after that, I entered St. Paul's College and completed my secondary education there. Then I studied English language education at Hong Kong U and graduated in 2008. So I have been teaching ever since. Then to equip myself to be a better teacher, I completed my Master of Education in 2017.
Why do you like to be a teacher, Billy?
Well, actually, I was inspired by 2 of my primary school teachers. The first one is my P5 Chinese teacher. She would ask us to write a weekly journal every week, and she would write back long and detailed replies, which sparked my love for Chinese. Another one was my class teacher in P6, in primary 6. She always spent time chatting with us about anything from friendship to social issue. So I remember once I was upset and wrote her a letter, and to my surprise, she called me after dinner, chatting with me and comforting me. I was so moved that I was moved into tears. So I realized the role of teacher is very important. Their role is to accompany adolescents and guide them when they face difficulties. So I also wanted to be such a teacher.
This is very meaningful. Billy, how does being blind affect your teaching method? And how can you handle discipline issues?
Well, I carry out most of my teaching duties on the computer. So I have a braille display connected to my computer. Then I can read everything on the screen. So when I ask students to turn in their assignment via email, I can read the homework and mark it. In classroom, I type on my notebook computer and connect it to the projector while teaching. Then I don't have to write on the whiteboard, and students can read what I want to show them. So as for discipline, I have my students that work on their computer as well. So I ask them to send me sentences or work that they have completed via instant messenger, so as to ensure that they are on task. But sometimes, to be honest, if I'm teaching a bigger class, it's not easy for me to spot the discipline problem immediately. So that's why, after around 10 years of teaching at school, I decided that it's a better idea for me to teach a small group as a freelance teacher instead of a regular teacher.
I see.
So what I'm doing is I have some small classes at school, and most of them are after school tutorial groups. And I also have one-on-one tutorial with both secondary students and adults.
I see. So what materials do you usually use?
Well, actually, students usually use the textbook in English lesson. But sometimes I realize that the textbook may not be able to cater for the needs and to fit their interests. So most of the time, I search for different materials on the internet. For younger students, I use YouTube clips a lot to serve as a writing topic or to arouse their interest. And with senior form student, I make use of articles available online and adapt them into grammar exercise, as well as writing and speaking topics. So most of my students find the resources very interesting, and it has aroused their interest in learning English.
I see. Yeah, I do agree. YouTube has a lot of interesting material to support. How do you usually motivate people using what kind of experience or what kind of challenging life and you motivate people?
Well, I usually share with them the difficulties that I have faced as a student and as a teacher. I don't mean to tell them that, because I have faced so many difficulties and I'm successful, then you can be successful too. No, I'm not saying this. But what I want to show them is, well, everyone has their own difficulties. I do believe that, people may think that, I have more difficulties than they do, but actually it's not true. Actually, I do believe that everyone has their own difficulties. So if I show them how I have overcome my difficulties, and I do believe that they can also do the same. And another thing that I usually share with students is about my career development. At first, I wanted to be a teacher at a regular school, but then later I realized that it is better for me to be a freelance teacher. So I will share with them that actually sometimes, it's important that we have our goal, but sometimes that we may change our goals or adjust it according to the reality. So it doesn't mean that we have given up our goal. It just means that we have to adjust our goal according to our according to the reality. Then we can keep moving forward. Yeah. So if I said that, I couldn't be a regular teacher, then I fail, then I simply give up, then I wouldn't be a freelance tutor and a motivational speaker now.
Yeah, I really like your sharing about everyone has their own difficulties. You have a motto. Can you share about your motto? I think it's quite neat because that motto really is quite aligned to what you were talking about, the motivational part.
Actually, my motto consists of 4 letters: GAME. Yeah, game. So I always think that your life is just like a game. It really depends on how you play this game and whether you can be happy or not. So G stands for goals. So we must have goals if we want to achieve something in our life. So next come M, which means we need to devise some methods to achieve our goals. Sometimes the methods work, but sometimes they don't. Then we need to have acceptance. Okay, we accept that there are limitations in our life. Whether you can see or whether you have disability or not, there must be some limitation in our life. So then we can either explore more methods or even explore other goals to pursue. So explore E, so that is GAME. So GAME is actually a cycle. So we don't stop after we have completed GAME. We can keep moving. After we find that there are limitations, then we keep exploring. Then we have new goals, and we devise new methods to achieve new goals, things like that. So but we definitely should not start the cycle with A, because if we accept, I'm blind, so I can't be a teacher, then full stop, that's it. So I have to start with G. There must be a goal.
This is great. I will remember using the word game. And I think this will really attract your student to remember, because GAME, all students love to have games,
Yeah.
right? In your teaching experience, any proudest moment you like to share with us?
Well, I'd like to share two things that I'm very proud of. The first thing is a very effective writing program that I have designed and tried out. Like, I have my students write on Facebook Messenger and send sentences to me one by one. Then I can give them immediate feedback to do correction. For some more motivated student, I ask them to submit writing in advance for my marking, and they do the correction in the same way. Then with my feedback, I can see marked improvement in their grammatical accuracy. I have also tried this out in several schools, so I hope that I can promote this program in more schools in Hong Kong, so as to help students to improve their writing. Because I realize that sometimes teachers have to spend hours after hours, marking students' writing. But sometimes students simply don't really understand, what mistake they have made, and so many teachers are very frustrated, about this experience. So I think my program can really address this problem. As teachers are too busy, they might want to talk to students one by one, but then actually they do not have enough time to do so. So I have this program can really help students individually, and it proved very useful. Another thing that I'm proud of is my good rapport with students. So recently I asked some students for comment on my courses, and most of them said that they enjoy my classes because of the relaxing atmosphere. It doesn't mean that I don't have any expectation on them, but it's just that I will make them feel comfortable. I try to think of topics that they are interested in, and they will really enjoy the learning more. So a few weeks ago, the mom of one of my students, a Form 1 boy, told me that his son, was asked to describe an influential person in his life, in his writing exam, Chinese writing exam. And what surprised me was that he wrote about me, and I was so touched. So I do think that although I'm only the tutor, meeting them once a week, but I do think that my presence, or my teaching method and my approach do have some impact on my students' life.
I really like both of your sharing about your proudest moment. I think this is very important. You should promote to your peers or friends that you have a special method that can help different schools, because we all need new methods. Your students said you are an influential person. I'm so proud of you, Billy. This is great.
Thank you.
This is great. Yeah. I would like to know, what is the source of your happiness?
Okay, well, I would say my main source, or the most important source of happiness is my God. I do believe that He gives me strength in times of difficulties. Sometimes I'm not as strong as many people think. Sometimes I'm weak, and I do want to give up from time to time. But then when I pray to God, then I find strength from Him. I know that He always guides me and protects me. So God is really one the main source of happiness. And many people have asked me, oh, you are a Christian. Why don't you pray to God to resume or restore your eyesight? God will always give us the best, right? Then what I said to them is that, well, actually, if you believe that God always gives us the best, then I should also believe that the loss of my eyesight may be one good thing from God. Maybe God wants me to learn something from this experience. Maybe God wants me to inspire people around me, my students, using my disability. So I haven't really prayed to him to, take away my visual impairment. Instead, I pray for him for strength, for inspiration, so that I can really better influence people. Help people around me. Yeah. Another source of my happiness is definitely my family members. Well, as you say, I got married last year. So before I got married, I usually share with my parents, and now I share my ups and downs with my wife. She always supports me and gives me a lot of valuable advice about my work and about my life. So indeed, it is really a source of happiness. And well, it's definitely my students. As a teacher, I'm happy to see the positive feedback from my students, and I'm also happy to see their improvement, not necessarily in their ability, but sometimes in their interest, in the motivation, of learning the subjects. So, well, and one more is my music. Music is another source of happiness. Yeah,
What kind of music?
I like jazz very much. So I listen to jazz. I also play the piano. So I when I'm free, I like to play the piano on my own, or sometimes I with my wife, like I play the piano and she sings, and sometimes she plays the piano and I sing. This is indeed a very good activity in my family.
Wonderful. Definitely, your sharing is very valuable. Can you share about of service you provide and how can we continue to support you and help you?
Okay, sure. Thanks very much for this time. As a professional English tutor, I can provide tutorial services for schools and to students, especially secondary school students and adults. So if you're looking for a tutor who understands both the requirement of public exam and the needs of different students, please feel free to contact me. Now, also as a motivational speaker, it is my passion to inspire others, especially young people, to make a difference in their life. So if you're looking for a speaker on the topic of adversity, disability awareness, or career development, you're most welcome to contact me as well.
By the way, Billy also speaks Chinese. Sometimes that person can speak as another language, which is Chinese, which can also help the student to understand better. In terms of some student may not fully understand English, may sometimes need Chinese to supplement to explain certain kind of things. So which
that's
is
true. Sometimes if when I can speak Cantonese, it's easier for me to build up relationship with students.
We wish you all the best, Billy, in your career and also in your life as well. Congratulations for your 1-year anniversary with your soulmate, your beloved wife. So thank you very much for joining me. So if anyone loved my video, like to share and also give me a thumbs up, please also subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you will know more about my video. And next time, I have invited another special friend of mine. So stay tuned. See you next time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye.